Hey, we've got a very special guest. I did not know about this young lady, spring chicken she is, until just recently. Her name is Jessica Borga. And I've got to get this right. She's the woman's featherweight, okay, bare knuckle boxing champion of the world from Lakeland, Florida. Yeah. Unbelievable. Jessica,
thank you.
Great to meet you.
I'm still getting used to hearing that, honestly.
Well,
it's surreal.
That's pretty cool. It was great to meet your husband. And where did she go?
She's over there in the
she's
corner.
hiding in the corner.
We were going to call out Maddie and bring her up here, but it is
Put her
what
on
it
the
is.
spot.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. And
Thank you so much for having me.
This is an unbelievable run, I guess. You were in mixed martial arts for a long time, and all of this type of stuff. Jack has done so much research. I'm starting to wonder, man.
There's probably a lot to go through.
Yeah.
It's like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Well, you had started, I think, professionally right around the pandemic?
Yeah, so a little bit before.
Yeah.
It was a good run. I started later in the career. A lot of the kids, got started when they were kids and doing something with wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, something like that. I didn't. I actually was brought up in domestic violence, and I was continuing the cycle with exes, and I decided one day that enough was enough, and I wanted to go get self-defense classes. So the moment I started and walked into Champions MMA, I fell in love. It became a passion. It became a drive. Now I have a nonprofit for domestic violence victims and awareness. It's a mobile safe house, and it's on the works right now. It just got approved from the state, so it's called the Widow's Web Incorporated.
Okay.
It's a very passionate to my heart. Like, that's is a huge cause that I am a huge advocate for, as well as mental health awareness, just because everything that happened to me in my past caused me to have issues that I've been working on my entire life. And honestly, training and martial arts and boxing, all of that has helped my mental state and mental health a lot. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, but it was nice for MMA. I love doing MMA. I was in the top 10 of the featherweight division for Bellator. I turned down UFC, which was like a big deal. Everyone was like, "Oh God, you turned down UFC?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I got offered like 4 times as much with Bellator, and I got to keep my sponsors, so that's a big deal for me. So I had a nice run. I did my first bare knuckle though. Got out of my contract of Bellator to do my first bare knuckle, and that's where I was meant to go. That's where it was meant to lead, and I'm undefeated now, all first round finishes, and now literally like first boxing champion out of Lakeland, first ever KO in the female division in bare knuckle history, and here I am.
Yeah. So people forget. In the beginning of the pandemic, we were struggling to try to find content. And so that's why I had originally tried to reach out to her through the.
Really?
It was right around that time. So
I didn't know. Yeah, that was a bad run. Like, they shut everything down.
Was crazy.
Yep.
It was.
I was on a winning streak with MMA, and 3 years they shut it down. And I came back and I lost 2 decisions to top contenders.
Okay.
And I never lose decision. I wasn't myself. And I'm like, what is going on? Who knows? Was it COVID? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy run. But I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to do bare knuckle since they opened, like they started. Now it's the fastest growing combat sport in the world right now. And I'm just an honor to be a part of it and represent small city of Lakeland and women's strength, honestly.
Yeah.
What's it like working with Ross Kelly?
Oh man, I love Ross. Don't get me wrong though, he has that military, like he can be brutal, but he got me where I am. He taught me everything I need to know about jiu-jitsu. He's the one that gave me my black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is a huge deal. He's like family to me.
Yeah, so he's one of the innovators kind of in the sports, in the combat sports world, and he has a gym right here in Lakeland. So
yeah, we are known for the wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and we have some of the best wrestlers. His daughter is Brianna Kellen. She is a world champ, multiple world champ in wrestling. So she's a savage.
Okay. Well, I got a lot of my family members we were talking off air in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and they just love it. I mean, it's just like it becomes an obsession.
It does.
And now my grandson, who is 5, and his sister, my granddaughter, who's 7, are into it.
Okay.
At 5 and 7. Love it. Can't wait to go.
I honestly would highly recommend, especially women, to just do it, even if it's for self-defense. It is it works. I'm just going to tell you, I've literally had it in personal experience with with situations where I was in danger, and it works. Like, it works. That's the most, the one thing I can tell anyone to do is jiu-jitsu, honestly. Boxing is great and everything, but if you can control their body and movement, and you got it, you win.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's going to be hard against a man that's bigger than you, but it's possible. I'm literally like the prime example of that. Like, I train with only men. So that's why he named me Black Widow.
Them, right?
That's honestly why he named me the Black Widow, is because I would come in and, like, I'm a strong girl. I got lucky with the strength, but I would just throw them around like rag dolls. Like, there's not usually females that do that. But it works, and that's all I gotta say.
Maybe you ought to sign your wife up for that.
Yeah. No.
He said no.
He's a feisty guy. That was kind of a shot at him, but
have her put you in your place.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything else. Tell us about traveling out to Dubai and being on that world stage.
Man, I still get goosebumps, honestly, thinking about it, because it was just the biggest point of my career. Dubai was incredible. I recommend anyone go there at least once in their life.
Ride a camel?
I did, actually.
Did you?
I did ride a camel.
Yeah.
Briefly, but I rode one. I had to do it. You know, it's one of those things you have to do if you're in the desert. So it was an amazing experience altogether. It couldn't have gone better. I got out unscathed. You know, like, getting in and out of a fight, especially bare knuckle, without any problem. That's very lucky. You know, very fortunate. But we trained hard for it. This girl, you know, with the distance with Clarissa Shields, I give all props to Hannah Rankin, even though we did have a little bit of beef before the fight. You know, it is what it is. I appreciate her getting in the ring with me and letting me be able to prove myself the way I did. You need opponents. You need rivals.
Yeah, that's why Jack and I are such a good combo. We we're rivaling back and forth every day.
It makes it fun.
It makes for a fun environment.
It does.
You know, it's just, get off your stiff horse and
exactly loosen up.
Yeah, no
Be
kidding.
able to take a joke.
Totally agree. Because you look back, started to get involved in jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts and all. Do you have any regrets?
Absolutely not. Honestly, out of all the surgeries, the injuries, and everything that I have had through this journey, I wouldn't change it for the world, as well as my past, honestly. The past and what I've went through has taught me a lot about myself and how strong of an individual I've become because of all of that. So honestly, it has molded me into the person I am today and the person I'm becoming, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Can I ask her a question about, would you mind? I'm going to jump in here real quick. Tell us about the belt, because that thing is big.
And it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's very heavy. This is, it's an honor, because this is the first ever 145 world title for the featherweight division. So, in bare knuckle. So it was inaugural. It was the first ever in history, so it'll always be in history. But it's going to be mine until I retire. But yeah, I get to win one each time.
Wow.
Every time I defend my title, I get to win another one.
Okay.
So I get to keep this one always.
So that was in April. That was in April. Are you getting ready for another fight, or they?
I am trying my best. They are not lining up quickly.
Okay.
Because of how fast I'm getting them out, and her being such a seasoned boxer, 2-time world champion, and coming from, going the distance with like the GOAT Clarissa Shields, that's a big deal. And I finished her in 26 seconds. So it's not a lot are lining up, but I am calling out big names like Cyborg, Amanda Nunes, like those names. I want to test myself. I'm going to beat these legends. I'm going to make a name even bigger for myself and my family.
And for more information about the nonprofits and the domestic violence outreach, people will go to? Yeah,
if you go to my Instagram, it has all my links to everything. My nonprofit, you can get a hold of me at blackwidowborga@gmail.com, but Black Widow Borga on IG, that has links to everything.
Okay, so. That's B-O-R-G-A.
Yes.
So
it's actually pronounced Borgia, but everyone has said Borga. So.
Okay, there you go. Borgia. I got it. Sounds Russian.
Yeah.
It became, it was Sicily, Borgia's, and then it became a German word, so Borga.
Borga.
So they're both technically correct.
Yeah. Thanks a million for joining us.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the notoriety and everything. It just means a lot to me.
Well deserved. I mean, holy smokes.
It's still surreal to me.
Well, before we were actually, Jack and I rode over to the studio together, and I go, I've never met her. Tell me what she looks like. She's cute.
That's what, that's honestly one of the biggest things that somebody, like, you're too pretty to fight. I'm like, all right, but if I chose this sport, I probably don't care too much about being pretty. But am I going to use it? Absolutely. Yeah. Like, I would be dumb not to.
Yeah. Well, all great stuff. Jessica, thank you so much. Best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
And appreciate you bringing Maddie in here to join us. And
your husband. Shout out to your husband, too, who's been
always.
behind the
He has
camera
been
this time.
a huge part of my growth, and I wouldn't be able to be where I am without him.
Well, that's good to hear. We love that.
I'm lucky.
Jessica, thanks again.
Thank you.